Hello and welcome back. This week is a bit special to me because we hit 25,000 subscribers on this channel, which is something I never thought I would hit, and it's been something I've been dreaming of doing ever since I was a little kid. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much more than what any of you could possibly imagine. Genuinely, it's a dream come true. So to celebrate this amazing occasion, I put up two posts, a discussion post here on YouTube and a story on Instagram asking for people to submit some questions. So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A answering your guys' questions. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I don't really know how to start this off, so I'm just going to get straight into it. Everything Model Horses asked, what is my favorite and least favorite deck of cards that I've ever used, and congratulations on hitting 25,000 subscribers. First of all, thank you very much, very appreciated. I don't really have a least favorite deck, but there is one type of cards that I don't like that much. That is the plastic cards, the really cheap ones. I don't like those at all. I think they don't really handle all that well, and they're just in general poorly made. Also, sometimes when you get them, when you flip the cards, they're unevenly cut. I don't know how they do that, where it's like longer on one side than the other. It's a rectangle. I don't know how that math works out, but it never feels the best. As for my favorite deck of cards, it's easily these, Alphabets by Mano Santa. Genuinely, they feel amazing and they remind me of a very specific time in my life. And when I got those cards, they were the first things that ever really made me feel like a true cardist. So they hold a very special place in my heart, just from the memories of when people were using them and how they made me feel when I started to use them as well. Amazing, 10 out of 10. Also, the design is so cool. The blue on them is shiny. It doesn't look like it, but it is. It's really cool. Omni Lemon asks, what's my favorite color and why? I like green a lot because I like nature. I also like purple just because I think purple's a cool color. But yeah, I'd say probably like a dark foresty green. I love that. I love nature, and green kind of reminds me of that. So probably going to have to go with that. I'm going to hold my laptop up here so it doesn't look like I'm just looking straight down. But Clean XX asked what card tricks are my most and least favorite, and what card tricks took you the shortest / longest to get right. I don't really have a least favorite move, to be honest. I think if I don't like a move, I just don't really do it, and I don't really remember it. As for my favorite, I'd probably say Padiddle right now. I love that move, and that's also probably one that took me the longest to learn. I spent about a week, 2 weeks straight just doing Padiddle every day for like 8 hours. This was during like the pandemic, so I treated it like a full-time job. But yeah, that definitely took me one of the longest. As for the shortest, I'd say probably throwing cards. You can learn that really quickly. It's just you hold the playing card like this and then throw. Okay, and now your local Quetzalcoatlus asks, when did you start cardistry and what motivated you to start my channel? I started back in 2018. I saw Yang Chan's CCC round 2 from 2018. Genuinely one of the best cardistry videos ever made. Link in the description so you can go watch that. It's amazing. But one of the reasons why I started my channel and why I started posting on social media, specifically under Flow Portfolio, was because I noticed with a lot of cardistry, it was very much, there was a lot of pressure for people to constantly being new and always innovative and doing constantly newer and cooler stuff. But I just liked shuffling cards and doing the same moves over and over again. And so I just wanted something that kind of took away all of that pressure, and I felt TikTok was a good place. So I started there and I eventually expanded. And I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel, so I decided to take that as the opportunity to start one, and it's been paying off so far. KitKat, aka Gojo, asked, what's the hardest move that I can do or that I know / can perform? And I'd probably say Padiddle. There are some pretty hard packet cuts I know, but Padiddle is one of those ones where it's very make or break depending on even the room that you're in. So probably that. Ninja Jethro 6272 asked, do you ever get mad when you mess up or fail a trick? Yes, I'm a human. Sometimes I'll try to do a move for like 10 minutes straight and I just cannot do it, and definitely it can get frustrating, but you know, it's all about perseverance, and if something's not working, then move on and try it again another day. Eva of the Shadows asked, how do I find the sounds for my shorts? And the simple answer is I doom scroll a lot. but I'm also really good at trend analysis, and so I'm always trying to keep an eye out for different types of things that I think will go big in the future. As well, I like to look into different kind of niche communities and see if there's something I can apply cardistry to, and that's why I have like the Jester stuff and that sort of thing, just because I try to see if I can make something that's relatable for other people and then implement cardistry into it. And yeah. Lazy Doodles of Canada asked, are there any other hobbies you would like to learn / start? Not necessarily. Cardistry takes up a lot of my time, but I do like to cook, hike, and bake. I used to play a lot of chess. I don't really play that anymore. But yeah, I used to be a pretty big gamer back in the day, but after college, I kind of stopped. For me, social media has kind of been my main thing. Glitch the Leprechaun asked, how many decks of cards do I have and what's my favorite? My favorite, like I stated before, is Alphabets, and I have about 120-ish, 120, 150 in that range. Grandpapa321 asked, which card trick that you know feels best to successfully do? This can be in difficulty or just general feel. I'd say behind the back flicker shot, definitely up there in terms of satisfyingness. When you toss a card all the way behind you and you're able to catch it successfully, that's very satisfying, especially if it goes really far. And I'm a bit of a purist with that move, so I try to make it go as far as possible. Sometimes I see people do it over the head, and I don't think that's the best way to do that move. I think you got to really send it. So yeah, probably behind the back flicker shot. And finally, for the YouTube questions, Malachi Thompson N8P asked, when and what motivated me to start cardistry? Like stated before, Yang Chan's CCC round 2 from 2018 definitely was one of the main motivating factors. So yeah, about 2018. But in general, I thought cardists were just really cool, and I wanted to be like them, especially at the time. I didn't feel like I was anyone special. I still really don't. I'm just a human. But I always wanted to be cool like the cardists, and so that's definitely something that was a major motivating factor for me, was I saw them and I wanted to be like them. And in many ways, I still do. And then to round it off, I'm going to answer 2 questions from Instagram that I really liked. A lot of them were already similar to ones I've answered, so I didn't want to repeat myself. Apologies for that. But these 2 I really liked, and they kind of stuck out to me, so I wanted to answer them. Okay, so the first question is by Bioniclia. My apologies if I mispronounced this. But how do you keep motivation in learning new tricks? They also asked what my favorite deck of cards is. That is obviously Menacenta Alphabets. But I think motivation is a very important thing when it comes to cardistry. And I'm a very big believer in, if you're not motivated to do something, don't force yourself to do it. That is how you become burnt out. I think cardistry is meant to be a very fun thing. So if you don't feel the motivation to learn new tricks, don't force yourself to learn new tricks. I think it's very important that you kind of keep a very healthy balance of that, and you don't get too in your head about the motivation of it all. But if you want to continue to do cardistry, you can improve in other ways. So you can try to make your own moves, or you can just practice existing moves, or you can even just move cards around and listen to music and have fun that way. If you're not motivated to do something, you shouldn't force yourself to do it. But if you really want to learn more tricks, but you can't find the motivation, but you do know you want to learn more, unfortunately, I think it's just one of those things that you kind of just have to force yourself and do it. Just open up a tutorial and then just grind at it until you learn it. And then finally, CallMe555 asked, I want to start, but where should I start? Love your work, by the way. Keep it up, man. Thank you. That is very appreciated. But I recommend that if you're just starting from absolute zero, Lotus in Hands Bootcamp series, the best place to start out. You can learn everything down from the basics to even how to make your own moves, make videos, and basically kind of get you started into the community. And I think that is honestly the perfect place to start for anyone and everyone. And with that, the Q&A has come to an end. I want to thank you all once again for all the support and just subscribing and being a part of this community. It means so much more to me than what any of you will ever know. I remember when I was little playing Minecraft on my mom's laptop, recording Bandicam, trying to make little videos. And the fact that that all kind of culminated into me making this video today, thanking you all, is genuinely a dream come true. So thank you once again. Here's to another 25,000 and hopefully many more to come. But yeah, Thank you all for your time. It is so appreciated. I hope you all have an amazing day. Goodbye.